Alright guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another week's fat loss update. So this is week 14 for me now, which means that I have officially crossed the 3-month time mark, which is probably longer than most of you guys' New Year resolution would last. Hence the reason why I told you guys in the last video, whatever your New Year resolution is going to be, just do me a favor, make sure that it's going to last more than 3 months, because 3 months is not enough for you to achieve what you want at the very beginning. Take me as an example. I can tell you 100% that for me, I've still got quite a few pounds to lose before I'm satisfied with my own body fat percentage. So just make sure that whatever you're going to do it with a much longer period of time than what you expect originally. And as usual, before I reveal this week's fat loss progress to you guys, would greatly appreciate if you can just give me a thumbs up and also maybe just consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean a great deal to me as a small YouTube fitness creator. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, now I'm done with self-promotion. Without further ado, let me first put out a table there for you guys to reference in relation to what I've done in this week. And we will start from last Saturday. So last Saturday, I did 2 sessions of cardio, and something I want to tell you, what happened last Saturday was that my legs have finally recovered from the hack squat that I've done on last Wednesday. So it took me about 4 days for my legs to fully recover from the last training session, and I can blame this delayed recovery process. Most of it can be attributed to the inflammation that I inflicted on myself. As I've told you guys in the last video, for the last few weeks, I've indulged myself in sourdough dark rye bread, and because of that, I've accumulated too much gluten consumption, and this accumulated gluten consumption has finally bit my ass hard in the end. It severely delayed my recovery process, and I paid a hefty price in the last week. So in this week, I stayed away from gluten, and not surprisingly that my recovery process was much faster this week. So just want to tell you guys that if recovery is becoming an issue for you in the whole fitness protocol, it may be worthwhile to pay attention to all the potential inflammatory foods you are eating every day. Example would be pasta, bread, and also probably want to pay special attention to seed oils as well. And for that matter, just want to direct your guys' attention to one of the previous videos I've done in my 10 fitness commandment series, episode 3 evils. So all the foods I mentioned in this episode, you probably want to stay quite far away from all the 3 evils, so to speak. So please feel free to click on the link of this video and yes, get an idea of what 3 evils are. So that's what happened on last Saturday, and let's fast forward to last Sunday. So last Sunday, my morning weighing result told me that there has only been 0.1 kilo weight drop after 2 sessions of cardio. So definitely, I have stepped into deep waters. So this is week 14 for me now. Definitely the difficulty of losing body weight has becoming harder and harder for me. And also train myself in the gym at night on last Sunday. And prior to this weight training session, I only had 1 main meal. And despite that, I was still able to push myself quite hard with the help of intra-workout nutrition. And also, something else for you guys is that I've recorded quite a few training clips in this training session, and I've explained quite a few specific exercises in this training session, and I'm going to release all these training clips in the next few weeks. So if you guys want to get a glimpse of how I train myself in the gym, stay tuned. And all those training clips are going to tell you with some tips that how you can make your training more effective in the gym. And just for that matter, I want to tell you that there's one training clip which I did 3 sets of a very hard hack squat, and I did a particular comparison between the hack squat, the pendulum squat, and the belt squat, as I promised probably in the last video. So yeah, please stay tuned for a few training clips that I'm about to release in the next few weeks. And let's fast forward to this Monday. This Monday morning when I woke up and jumped on the scale, there has been a zero point 0.2 kilo weight drop. Bit of a surprise to me after the weight training session because generally speaking, there's going to be some small weight rebound after the weight training session. And as usual, I did 2 sessions of cardio on this Monday. And yeah, so nothing else to say about what happened this Monday. Let's just fast forward to this Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, weigh myself again, another 0.3 kilo weight drop. And I did 1 session of cardio on Tuesday. Something interesting, well, but not surprising, was that my quads were feeling sore on Tuesday. No, they were not sore on Monday, but on Tuesday they were sore. So this is a good example of a so-called delayed onset muscle soreness. So muscles, my quad muscles, they were not sore the day after the training, but 2 days after, they were beginning to manifest some kind of soreness. So DOMS, sometimes it can catch you off guard. And something else happened on last Tuesday was that, yeah, I did another massage session with a remedial massage specialist. And something he told me was that because I've lost all this weight, so the last time I saw him, I was probably like 9 or 10 kilos heavier than my current weight. So with all this weight shed from my frame, I'm definitely much more flexible, and it's going to be much easier job for him to release all the tension in my muscle because I'm essentially a much smaller person. So yeah, that's what happened on this Tuesday. And let's fast forward to this Wednesday. So Wednesday's morning weighing result, it has been another 0.4 kilo overnight weight drop. So to this point, I've already accumulated 1 kilo weight loss. And it went much more smoothly than what I originally expected. So at this point, I'm interested to see whether this 1 kilo weight loss, whether it can keep off in the next few days or not, which, as you guys are going to see, it definitely does not keep off for the next few days. And what has happened in the next few days is, again, completely wild. But let's still talk about what happened on Wednesday. So Wednesday night, I trained myself in the gym, and as usual, I was expecting some weight rebound after this weight training session. So Thursday morning, when I woke up, went without surprise that it has been a 0.6 kilo overnight weight rebound. This was as expected, so no surprise to me here. But what's happened after Thursday is going to blow out your mind, guaranteed. So Thursday, I did 3 sessions of cardio. Now, pay attention to this, 3 sessions of cardio. So that's a very, very big caloric deficit. We're talking about probably roughly about 2,800 calories within 3 sessions of cardio. So that's a huge caloric deficit. And you would be thinking that after 3 sessions of cardio, my weight should continue dropping off instead of rebounding. That's what I thought on Thursday. Something else before I fast forward to Friday, what happened on Thursday was that my quads, they were actually not sore after my Wednesday's training and after 3 sessions of cardio on Thursday. So that just goes to tell you that once you stay away from all the inflammatory foods, gluten I'm talking about here, once you stay away from all the inflammatory foods, your body could tolerate quite a much higher volume of training. And Thursday is a good example to testify to that. So let's fast forward to Friday now. As I've just mentioned, I was expecting some weight drop after 3 sessions of cardio, but what's happened this Friday morning? Well, there has been 0.4 kilo weight rebound after 3 hours of cardio yesterday and only 2 main meals yesterday. So this is probably the biggest surprise yet I've experienced in the last 14 weeks. And I got no explanation to reason this. But at this point, I've experienced all this kind of a weird weight fluctuation. So although I've got no reason to explain this, but I'm not surprised. And something else I want to tell you is that, yes, on this Friday, my quad recovery was still very good. No delayed onset muscle soreness this time. So yeah, once you stay away from the inflammatory foods, your body can tolerate much more training. And yes, Friday night I trained myself again in the gym, and this time I was expecting some weight rebound as usual. So at this point I was thinking that maybe this week could be the most interesting week so far, because I've done 11 hours of cardio, and in the end maybe there can be just no weight loss after all. If it happened, that's probably the biggest surprise. That's probably the biggest surprise I can I can imagine in my mind. So what's happened on Saturday morning? Okay, this morning I jumped on the scale, and there has been a 0.8 kilo overnight weight drop. So in the end, my weight in this week in the end was 76.1 kilos, which was actually heavier than my Wednesday's morning weighing result. But in total, I still managed to lose 0.8 kilos, which means that I've just managed to beat my last week's 0.7 kilo weight loss prediction. And for that, I'm going to say that, yeah, I'm probably still happy about this week's fat loss progress. I was expecting probably a bit more, but in the end, only 0.8 kilos. But also something else I want to say is that I'm fairly certain that a degree of body recomposition must be happening in this week, because I can tell by my face that my face is getting more chiseled, but it's probably not directly reflected on the scale. But definitely the face is getting more chiseled, and that's just a sign to tell me that the body fat is still dropping. But seems like it's not entirely aligned with the weight on the scale. Hence the reason why I say I'm fairly certain that a degree of body recomposition happened in this week. So yeah, that's what happened in week 14. And as usual, let me make another prediction for my next week's fat loss progress. Because as of today, I'm about to finish my 3-week Christmas and New Year break. Starting from next week, I'm not going to have so much time to devote to my weekly high volume cardio training. So because of that, I do expect that in the next few weeks, my fat loss speed is going to substantially slow down. So based on that, I'm going to predict in week 14, I'm going to lose 0.5 kilos. However, having said that, I'm fairly sure that because I'm already quite lean now, although I said in the last few videos that I'm shooting for about 10% body fat, I'm fairly certain that at this point of time, I'm very close to 10% already. However, seems like there's just something about 10% body fat is still not lean enough. So in my mind, I probably want to shoot somewhere just below, slightly below 10%, say 8 to 9%, to just satisfy my own, how do you say, vanity, so to speak. But I'm fairly sure that because I'm quite lean already, although it's only going to be like 0.5 kilos, my visual appearance is still going to transform quite substantially, so to speak. So let me put a flag here and see whether I can achieve 0.5 kilos weight loss or not in the next week. All right, thank you for tuning in for another week's fat loss weekly rambling here, and I will see you guys in another week's time.